Hey everyone! As you know, it's the 10-year anniversary of OneShot. Well, the original version anyway. So I thought I'd decorate the cafe. We open extra early today, so nobody's shown up yet. Except me! Man, this is adorable. Frick. Nope. Okay, that's enough. I'm here on a very special mission today. Can you guess what it is? Huh. Does it involve a celebration cake? Of the pan variety? How'd you know? You, literally told me a minute before the camera turned on. Oh, right. Today, I will be showing everyone how to make Mama special pancakes. And he'll be helping! Because he's a grown-up and I'm not old enough to use the stuff without adult supervision. Although it's been 10 years. But didn't you, set things on fire before? I think God counts as adult supervision. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, then follow me to the kitchen. Okay. Sweet. Time to go, I guess. This is the kitchen. I cleaned it up pretty good. You never know that we had a fire last week. Another one? Right? Robots are surprisingly flammable. Oh, damn. My coworkers aren't here because they're still getting prepared for fire damage, so we won't have extra help today. You think you can handle it? Of course! I'll help Mama out in the kitchen all the time. Especially when making pancakes. I even wrote down the recipe. Whoa, so many pages. And surprisingly legible for crayon. Like I said, these pancakes are very special, so I wrote a lot. It takes Mama a long time to make, start to finish. She even makes the syrup herself. Whoa, sounds like a lot of work. Sometimes in life, you gotta work hard. Oh, it says here we would need cups of things. What are cups? Measuring cups? You have to measure cups? Not sure if I get it. Don't you cook for your job? How do you cook without measuring cups? Or measuring spoons? How do you know how much flour to use? I weigh it? Oh yeah! I hear that people in the city do that. Sounds like a hassle. They'd have to use a scale every time they cook. Well, we do live in the city. No, not your city, my city. The cities we have back home. Right. Using a scale all the time sounds hard. It'd be much easier if we had measuring cups and spoons. I still don't know what they are, though. Like, amount-wise. Maybe we need to get some help. Hold on. Wait. Oh! You brought a friend. Yep, and he's willing to help us. Willing isn't exactly the right word here. Huh. Well, is there any way for me to save the game? I guess not, it is a one-shot. This better be good. Of course! I wouldn't call you if it wasn't an emergency. A dire, sticky, sugary, delicious emergency. You want me to do gram conversions, don't you? Maybe. So much for this not being a pain in the... Assuming that you do not need perfect conversions, I should be able to help. This world is only calibrated to the metric system, and my database on other units only has a limited sample size that does not account for various contingencies. So, it might not be exactly. How much is a cup of flour weigh? 120 grams, roughly. Whoa, you answered so fast! A simple query like that does not take long to... How much does 3 cups of water weigh? 720 grams. How about half a cup of beans? Depends on the beans. Pinto. 70 grams. And why do you even need beans to make pancakes? How about 100 cups of ice cream? Vanilla. 21,400 grams or 21.4 kilograms. Are you having fun? Is a kilogram of steel heavier than a kilogram of feather? I freaking love Niko. Do not test my patience. Well, technically a kilogram of feathers is heavier because, like, you have to bear the weight of your sins. Oh, is that cake? Oh, well, here we gone. I dug this out from storage. Oh, what is it? When did you turn on the switch to find out? Oh, it's adorable! A music player! I thought it would be fitting here. Does it play any other songs? It's only the birthday one, I'm afraid. Ah, wanted it to play heavy metal like in the cooking shows. It's also kind of funny that you have to light it on fire every time. I know. I like it though. Fire is cool. Fire is hot, actually. I think it's a level 3 safety violation and therefore extremely stupid. Don't worry, the candle isn't real. Convincing though, right? Oh. Then it's just stupid. Ah, you're just a spoil sport. That's the fridge. That's the pantry. It doesn't actually have pans in it. What are these? A fancy coffee machine. Coffee is for grown-ups. Yeah. This is the storage room. It's cold, so you shouldn't go in. Yeah. That's the sink. Frying pan! Makes pancakes. I'm not allowed to use the stuff by myself. Huh. Anything else here to look at? Probably not. Now that Proto's here to help us, we can continue. For those of you following along, you would need a gram scale. But if you have measuring cups and spoons like I do at home, you could use those instead. It would probably be a lot easier. Next up is ingredients. Since this recipe is so long, we should probably split it into 3 parts. It kinda is 3 recipes in one. That's what Mama does. You have to do it in a specific order for the best results. Okay, I'll go get everything ready. Quite the list we have here. Oh, sweet. What's this? These are hazelnuts. Mama always starts with this step where she turns hazelnuts into hazelnut candy. You sprinkle them on top of the pancakes later. She also says this recipe is pretty dangerous for a kid, so I normally only help with the first steps. First, I cut a piece of parchment paper with scissors and put it on a baking pan or anything that's heat-proof. Then you need to get a knife and cutting board. I'm not old enough to use knives on my own either, so you'll have to do this part. Alright. Take about half a cup of hazelnuts, 65 grams, and cut them up like this. Then you pick up all those big pieces. You don't want the crumbs because they'll burn. You can save the crumbs and mix it with the hazelnut flour though. Smart. Now you need a frying pan, but not for pancakes. Toast the hazelnut pieces on the pan on low or medium heat for 5 minutes until they turn brown and smell nice. Careful though, you don't want it to burn. They won't burn if I'm stirring them the whole time. Oh, I think it's just about done. Wow, that's fast. It's only been 3 minutes. All stoves and pans are a little different, so they heat up at different speeds. Okay, then you turn off the heat and dump out all the hazelnuts onto a plate or bowl. Or just a counter if it's clean. Then you wipe down the pan real good with a damp towel to get rid of all the burnt bits. You can put the pan back on the warm stove to evaporate off the water. You need the pan dry for the next step. Now, the skin should be loose on the hazelnut pieces, so you can rub the pieces between your hands to get all the skin off. Are they cool enough to touch yet? Yeah. Ooh, let me do it. Mama always lets me do this part. I like to use my sleeves. Wait, but Mama isn't around to wash my coat afterwards. If you use your bare hands, it'll probably take longer. Why not just use the towel? Smart! but not all of the skin will come off. That's okay. Then put the hazelnut pieces back into the pan, just like last time. Don't put in any of the crumbs. I'll just throw the crumbs away this time, since it's mostly just skin and burnt bits anyway. Then you add a quarter cup of sugar to the pan. 50 grams. Now turn the pan on the medium heat to melt this sugar while stirring the pan. I'ma say melted sugar is super hot, so it can really hurt if you touch it. I'll stay over here. I can't believe something as tasty as sugar can be so dangerous. The sugar should start to melt at around 5 minutes. It might be different for this stuff, though. Once it melts, stir it even more. You want to melt all the sugar and coat all the hazelnut pieces with it. Mama usually keeps on the stove for another 3 minutes or so for all the sugar to melt. Okay, we'll keep stirring. Be careful, okay? I'll be fine. Oh! Did you burn yourself? Nah. Just surprised it melted as fast as it did. Don't scare me like that! Yeah, I think it's done though. Okay. Take it off the heat. Hurry! Then you just dump everything out again, this time onto the parchment paper. I'll pour it in a thin layer, since I assume we don't want big clusters that'll be tough to break up later. They'll stick together at least a little bit. And again, it's really hot, so definitely don't touch it. But once it's cool, you can chop them up on a cutting board. Don't try to break them up with your hands, though. Sugar can be as sharp as glass. Another cruel betrayal by the world's most delicious substance. Okay, it's all chopped up now. Do you have a jar or airtight container? That'll keep them crunchy while we make the other things. Otherwise, the sugar will get sticky after a while. Say, why is that? Why are you looking in my direction? Because you're the smartest guy here. Because sugar has a hygroscopic properties. That means it attracts the water molecules in the air. The water molecules will then disrupt the crystal structure of the hardened sugar you just made. It heated the sugar up to about 150 degrees Celsius, also referred to the hard crack stage. In this stage, the sugar is hard and brittle, and crunchy. But as the hardened sugar continues to pull moisture from the air, and thus disrupting its crystal structure, it will lose its brittleness. Water is able to do this because it is the polar molecule, which means that it has two differently charged regions. The oxygen atoms hold a partially negative charge, while the two hydrogen atoms hold a partially positive charge. This polarity gives the water the ability to attract other polar molecules. And oddly that, the pair of hydrogen bonds in a water molecule also... This goes on for another 5 minutes. I'm learning words! I love Niko, frick. I'll just go put these in a jar with some silica gel packets. Silica gel, a form of silicon dioxide, is extremely porous, with a large surface area that facilitates in moisture absorption and retention. It has the ability to absorb 40% of its own weight in water and is used as a commercial desiccant. In our case, it would absorb all the moisture in a small enclosed space, the sealed jar. Good to know. Oh, next step? Are we on the next step? We're making the syrup next. Oh, syrup is super simple to make. Well, I think it's scary. Because we're melting sugar again. I'll stay over here, away from the stove. You can help me cut the butter at least. We'll need 2 tablespoons of it. 30 grams. Cut into small pieces with a butter knife. Butter knife is safe for little old me. On my side, we'll need a cup of brown sugar. 208 grams. Which goes into the saucepan, along with half a cup of water. 120 grams. Mix together with a small whisk, then heat over medium-high heat while constantly stirring. Oh, don't forget to add maple syrup. 2 tablespoons, right? 40 grams. Say, why do we have to cook this syrup to melt it, when maple syrup always stays a liquid? You're looking at me again. Maple syrup contains invert sugars, which are structurally different from table sugar. Invert sugars have better moisture retention properties and do not readily crystallize. It is typical to add invert sugar to syrups made with regular sugar in order to prevent the mixture from recrystallizing, which would lead to a grainy texture. I normally just use honey or corn syrup for that. Then it won't taste as good. I wouldn't know the difference regardless. Alright, you can't eat. Once the syrup boils, switch the heat down to medium-low and simmer for about 2 minutes while stirring. Niko, can you pass me the butter? I cut it into little cubes, like Mama does. Is that okay? Nice. It can be any shape. The pieces just need to be small enough to melt quickly once added to the syrup. Stirring it helps it melt faster. Correct. Then we just take it off the heat and leave it in the pan to cool down to eating temperature. Careful not to touch it though. Oh, sweet. Next step. Alright. Now we're finally ready to make pancake batter. The main event. Yep, it's a 3 mixing bowl recipe. 1 bowl for dry ingredients, 1 bowl for wet ingredients, and 1 bowl just for the egg whites. That's how you really know it's special, huh? Because of all the dishes you have to clean afterwards. It's not a labor of love without labor, as Mama always says. Looks like we'll also need a sifter and a whisk. More things to clean later. And a pan! Don't forget the pan! Because otherwise it would just be cake. Actually, it will just be raw. We don't need to use the stove until the very end, so that can help way more this time. The first bowl is the egg white bowl. It needs to be super clean. No oil or it'll ruin everything. I like to wipe down the bowl with some lemon juice just to be sure. Then you want to take an egg and separate out the egg white. You can't mix any egg yolk into the egg white because egg yolks have oil in it. Say, because egg white is a pure protein. Protein molecules tend to link to each other when partially denatured through mechanical force such as whisking. The whisking process would also introduce a lot of air into the mixture, causing the protein mesh to become a foam. Oil molecules would disrupt the mesh structure, causing the foam to collapse. That was what you were going to ask. How'd you know? Alright, back to the eggs. I like to suck out the egg yolk with a water bottle, but that can sometimes break the egg yolks. I can also dig it out with my hands, but then my hands will get slimy. I just use a separator. Oh, that's handy. It's handy because then you don't need to use your hands. Okay, now we put the yolk in a second bowl, the green one. We can leave the egg white alone for now. I hope it doesn't get lonely. It won't because it's just an egg. Half an egg. Oh, sweet. Next bowl it is then. Alright, then we take the bowl with the egg yolk and mix it with half a cup of buttermilk, which is very tasty. 112 grams. You'll want 3 tablespoons of regular milk to go in that too. 45 grams. Mix it all together and leave that alone too. You can put it next to the first bowl so that it doesn't get lonely. It won't get lonely because it's just milk. Oh my god. Oh, this is so adorable. Okay, now we want to take the sifter and put in half a cup of flour. 60 grams. Oh, but then I gotta take the tablespoon of flour out. 8 grams. Leaving you with 52 grams of flour. Right. Then add a tablespoon of cornstarch. Also 8 grams. Then after that, add 2 tablespoons of hazelnut flour. The best part. 14 grams. Then 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. The other best part. 26 grams. Then 1 teaspoon of baking powder, which does not taste great on its own. 5 grams. Then finally, a pinch of salt. Less than 1 gram. Don't add too much or else the pancakes will get salty. Might still taste good though. Don't even joke like that. I wasn't joking. There are salty pancakes out there too, you know. I like to make mine with shredded vegetables such as... I will pretend not to hear you while I sift all this flour. Oh, the bigger pieces of hazelnut and some of the brown sugar might not go through the sifter. That's okay though, just add it into the flour mix after everything has been sifted through. Then you mix it by hand one last time before adding it into the buttermilk mixture. Oh, sweet. You want to pour in the flour mixture slowly, then mix it with the spatula real gentle. Ah, it's called folding, where you mix the dry and wet ingredients together in sort of a cutting motion with the spatula. If you overmix, the pancakes will get tough. So, I don't know. Because it develops the gluten in the flour. Gluten is a mixture of proteins found in wheat flour, which is created when flour is mixed with water and further developed into an elastic network of elastic polymers. Thank you! Gluten is great for making bread, but not so great if you want to make something softer like pancakes. Some people are also really allergic to gluten, so I gotta clean the kitchen really well for customers with allergies. Ah, feel bad for them because they can't have these pancakes. Maybe they can use gluten-free flour? It might not be the exact same, but maybe. Okay, now we leave the batter alone for about 20 minutes. This gives the baking powder time to activate, and will also hydrate the flour. Rest well, batter. Alright, next step. We only need to wait a few more minutes for the batter to be ready. We should work on the egg whites now. Okay, this part is really hard. You gotta take your whisk and whisk the egg whites a lot until it all turns white. It takes Mama forever to do this. An electric whisk will make this a lot easier. That's a thing? Yeah. What is this sorcery? Electricity. That's handy. That's why it's called a hand mixture. Oh, mixer. That's not actually why it's called that. A couple drops of lemon juice in the egg whites will also help. Alright, Mama does that too. I always wonder why that is. Because acid helps stabilize the protein foam. A slightly lower pH would help denatured proteins relatively loose, preventing them from folding back up. This allows the structure to be able to incorporate more air bubbles, creating a more stable foam. Traditionally, the acid most commonly used for meringue is cream of tartar. Oh, I love tartar sauce. It's great in potato salad. Oh, we normally just use it for seafood, especially fish. I love fish. And before you say cats like fish, I can assure you that's a coincidence. But maybe that's why they named a famous cat after tartar sauce. Tartar sauce is something completely unrelated. The name tartar in cream of tartar comes from potassium bitartrate, a potassium salt of tartaric acid, which... Potassium is a funny word. But it has a bad word in the middle, and I don't think I'm allowed to say that. Ah, shoot. You're right. Pronounced potium. Potium. Sounds like potty. Stop talking about potassium. Okay. Shut up. Potty. The egg's at soft peak right now. Do I keep going? I'ma usually whisk it until you can turn the bowl upside down. Without anything falling out, of course. Because that would just make a huge mess. Stiff peaks it is then. Half a minute of electric mixer sounds later. And it's ready now. So fast. Such is the power of technology. Okay, now we put the foam in the batter and do the foam mixing thing again. But we have to pour the egg foam into the batter and not the other way around. Otherwise, it might mess up its consistency? I knew that. Oh, and you have to use this batter right away, or it'll go flat over time. Okay, I'll go heat up the stove then. Alright, sweet. Hey, so, we gonna make this? I don't really know the other steps because it's on a stove. Okay, I'll take over then. Oh right, we don't have the regular griddle right now. It was damaged in the fire. I'll just have to make these in a pan. That's what Mama does. She uses a really heavy black pan for these. I think it's called a cat's iron pan? A cast iron pan? That's the one. Silly me. We are not cats. Oh, and she adds a ton of butter into it. We only have stainless steel pans right now. So butter would definitely help it not stick to the pan. Though that might not make very smooth looking pancakes. Butter tends to make it look more bubbly. It'll taste great. I'll eat a stick of butter by itself if I could. Well, we probably won't need that much butter for this batch. Huh. Since I usually make pancakes on a big non-stick griddle, I might be a little rusty doing it the old-fashioned way. Unlike this pan, which doesn't rust because it's made of steel. I'll start heating up the pan on medium heat with some butter. About 4 or 5 out of 9 on a standard stove. Give it maybe a couple of minutes, then add a drop of water to the pan. If it sizzles, that means the pan is hot enough. Scary. Then you lower the heat down a notch to around 3 and... How much batter does your mom normally use? Let's see. About 1/3 of a cup? Conversion data for pancake batter not found in database. Enough batter to make a pancake about 4 inches across. So we'll end up with 4 or 5 pancakes. You can make them bigger, but they'll be harder to flip. Okay, first pancake down. Let's wait about 5 minutes for that to cook. Then you slide a spatula under it. If it feels solid enough to lift without collapsing, it's ready to flip. And... barely any color. I expected this. The first pancake is always ugly. Cook it for 4 more minutes on the other side. Flip it and... done? Same on the other side too. I guess the pan isn't hot enough yet. That's okay. The Messiah shall accept the ugly pancake as sacrifice. Now to make the rest. Don't forget to add more butter between each pancake. I'll crank the heat up a notch to 4 this time. Maybe this will help brown the batter. Maybe this will help brown it better. I don't want to turn it up too high because it might burn. Nothing sadder than a burnt pancake. Every stove is different though, so these definitely aren't hard numbers. Oh, this pancake turned out nicer. But the pan is too hot now, so if I add more butter now, it'll explode. Scary. Because butter is an emulsion of fat and water, both of which do not mix well with each other. Explosions are caused by the water rapidly turning into steam under high temperatures. Yeah, that's why you don't put out a grease fire with water. I'll lower the heat back to 3 for now. Guess we can just adjust the heat as we cook the rest. And done. Oh, sweet! Syrup time! Are we just about ready to put everything together? Yep. Let me do it! Okay, so we stack the pancakes and add a square of butter to it. Like this. And then... where's the syrup? It's over there on the stove. Back in the danger zone. It was starting to congeal, so I'm warming it back up. Caramel syrups tend to solidify after a while. Especially in our case, since it's not a true caramel. So it'll get gritty as it cools. Nothing a few minutes on the stove can fix though. But you have to stir it the entire time or it might burn. Yuck. Okay, then we pour the warm, not burnt syrup over the top and sprinkle the candy hazelnuts on top of that. And done. Oh! Oh, that is delightful. Golly. Man, now I feel like making my own... Wait, what? There are stats for my pancake? Now, normally I would eat the whole thing myself, but you guys worked so hard on this. So we should all share. I can't eat. Oh, right. Oh well, more for me. I'll just eat the extra pancake that didn't fit the stack. That's a sad one. Sad, lonely, and undecorated. Never mind. Professional at work. You want to eat the rest of these at the table? Yeah. Alright, then let's take a break from the kitchen. Pancake time. Pancake, pancake, pancake. Oh no. I completely forgot we were open early today. How long have you guys been waiting? 29 minutes and 32 seconds. I just got here. Hi, Niko. Hi, Alula. Hi, Lamplighter Man. I have a name. What you guys doing back in the kitchen? I was teaching Ling how to make pancakes. But doesn't Ling already know how to make pancakes? Now these special ones that my mama makes. And thank you for sharing that with me. I learned a lot today. So the master has become the students. Mostly about molecules, but I can see why you like these so much now. It's a very involved recipe. Almost more like a cake than a pancake. What? Oh god, that is so cool! Me next! Me next! I get to go next! Oh, you want to learn how to make these pancakes too? You might be a little too young. Even an older kid like Niko is scared of some parts. Hey, I wasn't scared. It's just self-defense. Like Kung Fu? Huh? Were you karate chopping all the pots and pans because you were scared? What? No. Because I would. Do you mean like self-preservation? Yeah, that. I don't know that word. I just don't want to be near a hot stove. Especially not around sugar lava. Exactly. Niko was just being responsible. Can you eat the lava? Absolutely do not eat the lava. And the responsible thing for me to do is not let Alula anywhere near the stove. We'll, teach you how to make these pancakes when you're a little or a lot older, okay? No, I want to teach you how to make my favorite food. It does not have lava. Oh, in that case, sure. Hooray! Guess it's open house day in the kitchen. Wait, oh, we got more recipes to go through. Okay. Let's see. You got any bread? Sure, but it's just pre-sliced. Not the loaves you guys normally have. That's even better. Now we don't have to cut it. Okay. You gotta cook the bread on a pan over hot coals. We have a toaster. That's even better. There, get some yogurt and mix in some salt and, seasons. Seasons? Like spring and summer. Of course not, silly. Winter it is then. That's not what I mean, and you know it. I'm assuming you want sea moss salt? We got a shipment from the Glen a while ago. We also have garlic salt, which tastes similar, but a lot stronger. Give me the garlics! We don't get this much back home. Okay, mix the salt with the yogurt. Then just spread this on the bread with a spoon. Then I like to rip up some fish into little pieces and put it on top. Smoked fish, not live. Do you got any? We have smoked salmon. Will that work? My favorite! Then I like to put some seeds on top of the fish to make it crunchy. Will these artisanal toasted sesame seeds work? I'll take it. Fascinating. Huh. I would actually eat this. Actually, this sounds nice. It's almost like a tartine. Why is there a stat for fish and birdseed? So, do you want to make something too? I was actually just gonna order my regular jug of coffee, but breakfast won't hurt. Oh, look at you. Eating. Food! Cover your eyes, kids. Or your parents might get mad. Step 1. Toast slice of bread! Step 2. Cover it with butter. Room temperature. Step C. Sprinkle on instant coffee and sugar to taste. And oh god, it's sad, but you know, it's actually delicious. This is actually quite delicious. It tastes okay. It's not good for anyone. Oh my god. And that's breakfast. For lunch, I normally mix the instant coffee into some 3-minute noodles. The cup kind. You don't need to add the sugar. Or if I'm really in a rush, I just put a scoop of coffee into a bag of uncooked. I think you should leave the kitchen. Well, now what? I should probably start the coffee machines. Do you want any, Niko? No thanks. Coffee is for grown-ups. I heard it's really bitter. Only if you drink it black. You might like it in a decaf hazelnut cappuccino or mocha latte, though. I only understood some of those words. I like it black. Okay. That was so much fun. Too bad we didn't get to karate chop any pants, though. Please don't do that. Right. Do I go outside? Blow out a candle? Yeah. Happy birthday, Niko. Alright. What's out here? Oh! Alula! Have you been here this whole time? Don't go running off like that. Sheesh. Sorry, I got hungry. Foraging food is so easy in the city, though. The nice guy at the cafe feeds me for free because I'm very cute and also a baby. Can't argue with that. And he gives this guy here free food because he doesn't take care of himself despite being a grown-up and his house is probably really messy. Hey. Just saying. Oh, hey. What's with all the decorations? Is this someone's birthday? Did you just notice? I guess you could call it a birthday. It's a 10th year anniversary. Anniversary of what? Someone's wedding? Or... I don't think anyone here is married. It's the anniversary of the original... Alright, you weren't around for that. That's okay. Neither was I. I was. I think. What are anniversaries but grim reminders that we are inching another year closer to our inevitable demise? I wasn't around either. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I'm just here for emotional support. Wait, where's the potted plant? Thank you. Yeah, a lot of us got here pretty late, didn't we? Especially me. Yeah, you really lost me there. So it was 10 years ago. You think I can remember that far back? He doesn't. But I'm not gonna pass up an excuse to party. Hey! Anyway, where's all the booze? What a crowd. I'll say. Looks like I got a lot of cooking to do now, huh? Oh, I'll help. We can make, more pancakes. Pancakes? Pancakes! Count me in. Count me in. You know I'm always up for some breakfast for dinner. George, it's 8 in the morning. We're having breakfast for breakfast. Let me guess. You pulled an all-nighter on those manuscripts again. You know it, babe. Breakfast for dinner for breakfast. For lunch! Because we already ate. Pancakes. That makes me nostalgic. We haven't seen them in a long time, have we? Yeah. What are you two whispering about? Just reminiscing. Niko. Huh? These must be important to you. Of course. This is my mama's special recipe. They're my favorite thing to eat ever. Ah, how wonderful. You don't want to know how long those took to make, though. I was there. But that time is not wasted if you spent it on something you care about. It's true. These pancakes turned out really good because we spent a lot of time on them. Sick! They won't make you sick. Unless you eat 100 of them. 5,500 grams. Oh, that sounds amazing. Eating 100 pancakes? If they're as good as you say, we just might. Collectively. I can't eat 100 pancakes by myself. That's quitter talk. Speaking of whom, Lapman! I have a name. You're not gonna bail on us again, are you? I was just gonna go back to work, but I guess everyone is staying, so it'd be super awkward if I left now. Yeah, sure. I'll stay. I could go for second breakfast. I'm a growing baby bird, and my body demands nutrients. Nutrients? But it's mostly just sugar. It's a party, so who cares? Sugar's a nutrient, technically. That means we get to eat as much as we want. That's the spirit. Spirit? There's no spirits here. Under his breath, I'm talking about booze. Magpie, we just said it's 8 in the morning. What? I'm not getting much. Just a shot. Just one. One shot. I don't think this is the right kind of establishment for booze. One shot. Kim's right. We just have breakfast foods here. Mostly. Like the hundreds of pancakes coming up. Or however many orders we get. Let's not keep everyone waiting. Okay, I'll go back to work then. See you in a bit. Hey, I said I want to help! Don't start without me! One shot. Anyway, that was OneShot, the Pancake episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. They actually did leave the pancake recipes and all the recipes used in this game, like, in the downloads for this game. So if you guys do want to pick those up and, like, probably make these pancakes for yourselves, hey, like, definitely check it out. Like, this was a really sweet 10-year anniversary game. I am absolutely in love, and oh god, I just realized I've not actually played the original OneShot. God damn, man. I had to play this. Like, god, I gotta at least celebrate, okay? This was one of the iconic games back in the day. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And, as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.